Ah, ah, rah. Emotion feature.
This whirlwind, man. After you get the win, the iconic photo with you there, smoking the cigar. I would imagine what's going through your mind at that point. There were so many skeptics for so many years here, and now you've reached the mountaintop. What was that moment like for you? What's going through your mind there?
It's never been about anyone else. It's always been about the work, putting forth the right effort, having the right mentality, and honestly embracing these things and turning these negatives into positives. And that's all I've always wanted to do is just quantify my work, improve as a player, improve as a leader, and improve as a man, and continue to grow. And so, I think, you have to walk with purpose. You have to have that vision for yourself, and in due time you'll collide with destiny. And our time was now. Our time was now.
Yeah, Tom Brady said that. How do you appreciate all the wins if you don't lose? How does that apply to you, Jalen?
I think there's a ton of gratitude for that. I guarantee you, there's this backside to it where you hate losing more than you love winning, and so all of these things you have to find it within yourself to use it to grow and find ways to fuel. Find the fuel out of all these different situations, and I think that's something that starts from an internal drive, and so it's always been purpose driven, value driven.
I'm wondering, I think adversity, I think you probably agree with me, is always an opportunity to be great. You know, when you face adversity, it's an opportunity for you to evolve as a person, I think, in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
You obviously had a little bit of controversy there, in college with, getting benched and you had to transfer to Oklahoma. I'm just wondering, how did that shape you, those situations? And the losses, how did that shape you as a person and make you become the man you are today, Jalen?
I've had a lot of formative experiences over the course of my career where I've been able to look back on things and learn from them all, good, bad, or indifferent. And my approach has always been the same in everything, just to keep the main thing the main thing. Stay true to what it is I envision for myself and the goals I set for myself. And I know in the end, I never put a limit on myself and tell myself what I can't do. I just go to work. Just go to work, and that's what it always comes down to. And so you sit here, and I know there are a ton of people that have been following and been paying attention and see me as a positive figure or a role model in some extent. I just say just keep going. Just go be yourself. That's always enough. Trust yourself. And in due time, what's for you will be for you.
Super Bowl 57. I mean, you had one of the greatest games in Super Bowl history, Super Bowl 57. But this game, I think it might have even been a little bit better. How did that experience help you for this game? Was there a different maturity level in the team, maybe in the coaching staff that you noticed for this particular game?
Well, I think as a whole unit, I think you're able to learn from prior experiences. And I know Coach Sirianni has done a great job in what he's been able to do, how he's been able to grow, and the mentality that he's instilled in us and how he approaches these things. He's been very detail oriented, and he's been stern and strong in his beliefs. And I think they've been great. I think it's been a great approach by him. And I think he's allowed us to put these things together. And then obviously the talent we have, being able to be committed to the main cause and the main mission and winning, and finding a way to bring it home where it belongs.
And what did you learn maybe about yourself, about the team after the way things ended last year? Obviously didn't end the way you wanted to, and then just coming out this year and winning 16 out of the last 17 games and winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, every season is different. Every season is different, and I say all the time, every season is different, and it requires a different version of a person. And as you evolve, as players evolve, as teams change, you gotta kind of change with those times and still find ways to win, do whatever it takes to win. And we've gone through different things, and we've been able to learn from them. And I think the number one thing in all that you go through is what am I taking away from it, and how am I improving from it? there's always a lesson in it if you look through it with the right filter and the right lens.
But did you go into this off season kind of with a little bit even bigger chip on your shoulder after, the press was talking about your relationship with Nick last year, that things didn't work out, that the locker room was in trouble. You guys started off 2-2 this year, and there were, some adversity faced, and then you went to the bye week, and then you guys basically didn't lose anymore. Was there a change for you this past off season to make things right this year, or no?
There's always an urgency and an eagerness to try and be the last man standing, and I think in the end there's so much unknown, and it's honestly the power of the unknown because no one really knows. And so I know all the effort that everyone puts in. I know all the passion that everyone plays with. I know the drive and what drives them. And I think as a team, we've been able to come together and be driven by the same thing, just enough to bring it home. And that's what it matters. That's what it's all about. That's what matters most.
What was it like just being out there? You broke a couple records there. You had 72 rushing yards. It's the best mark for a quarterback in the Super Bowl. You broke your own record, right? You had a 70 yards at Super Bowl 57 also. And just the way you guys dominated, when there was that feeling that, hey, this is our day, and I've reached the mountaintop after so many trials and tribulations. What's going through your mind? What's that feeling that you get? Just to explain to a fan, for a quarterback.
I don't know that I can
like
even
that.
describe. I don't know that words can do justice to the feeling. And I appreciate that candid question because I really don't know. There's a lot of words in the dictionary, and I don't know which one to use to describe the feeling of that level of achievement. 364 days of the year. You work your tail off, blood, sweat, and tears, sacrificing so much just for one moment. And that moment being hosting that trophy and celebrating it and enjoying that with the people that you work so hard with. And I'm just very thankful for my teammates, thankful for the city of Philadelphia, and thank you for all the support over the years.
And speaking about the city of Philadelphia, Jalen, they're absolutely nuts, man. I mean, those fans are crazy. They love their Eagles. What's it like to have a fan base that's so passionate? Because this is not a hobby for them. This is almost like a spiritual experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're counting on you, and you brought it to them. You brought so much happiness to so many people that really love the Eagles. What's it like to be able to carry that?
It's tough for me to even reflect on it in this moment because it's just the beginning. And, you want to take things a day at a time and try and be in the moment as much as you can, but it requires so much of you and it demands so much of you. And at the end of the day, when you're walking in purpose, things just happen as they're supposed to, when they're supposed to. And I can't say that I am blessed to be in the city of Philadelphia playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm blessed this team. I'm very, very thankful and blessed that this team drafted me. And, I'm just very thankful for all of that. And the best things come when they're supposed to come. He's an on-time God.
People talk about a self-made man. Some people say there's no such thing as a self-made man, that we all need help along the way. And you've spoken about your support system and your parents. I think your father was your coach, right? What role did they play, Jalen, in facing adversity and just going constantly evolving? You seem so mature.
Always there. Growing up being a coach's kid, that was something that really, really drove me. It really, really shaped me into who I am. And that's something that not a lot of athletes go through. Truly being a coach's kid and seeing that and being around older guys all the time and being advanced in a way of being exposed to the game so early. And so give a lot of credit to my father and honestly just his profession and me being able to be around the game and learn the things that I've learned and take on those characteristics of being determined and focused and giving high effort. And, if I put my eyes on something, making sure I get it done. And so just very, very fortunate for him and very appreciative of him.
Well, Jalen, I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much and
appreciate you.
congratulations.
We got one more station.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Muito engraçadinho esse novo vídeo, eu te falo. Muito safadinho esse vídeo.